Welcome incoming 6th grade families. My name is Billy Deskin. I am the special education department head here at Eckstein Middle School. And thank you for coming to our winter informational session. The reason why we have this presentation is so that we can not only introduce ourselves as staff members, but also so that we can start the conversation around your student and also answer any questions that you may have as you're thinking about the next school year. We will have a Microsoft form that will be in the chat at the end of this meeting for you to ask any questions that you might have, and myself or our administration will either get back to you individually, or we will add your question to a frequently asked question page on the Eckstein Middle School website. So without further ado, here we go. All right, here's our agenda for this presentation. First, we will go over a description of the special education and English language development models that are offered at Eckstein. We will then discuss what to expect, both from a student perspective and a family perspective as you transition to middle school. Then we'll discuss building partnerships for success. And then, now what? What to do next steps.
Hello, my name is Barb DeNormandy, and the kids call me Mrs. D since it's such a mouthful. I too would like to welcome you to our presentation on special education services at Eckstein Middle School. In the next few minutes, you'll be learning a little bit more about each one of the special education and English language learning models offered at Eckstein.
Hi, I'm Mel McLam, and I am one of the distinct teachers here at Eckstein Middle School. In the distinct program, we will typically have students with intellectual or physical disabilities, and sometimes our students will have both. Here at Eckstein, we have two distinct teachers. There's myself, and there's Jen Paris. We work very closely together to provide a cohesive learning experience for your students. Along with us, we also have some amazing instructional assistants and some awesome one-on-one instructional assistants as well in our program. For academics, our students will take their core academic classes in a sheltered environment taught by myself or Miss Paris, and we also do our life skills as a sheltered class, and we typically have our lovely related service providers come in and help with that. For our electives, we have a lot of inclusive electives, and we work really hard to bring our students into the general education community, and we have an awesome peer partner PE program that everyone loves. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Dina Vesmanova. I'm a special education teacher in the Access Department at Eckstein Middle School. I work closely with my team member, Miss Liz Savage, who is another Access teacher, and we work together to make sure that we meet student needs in the most effective way. Students in our program have a variety of needs. It may be academic needs or social and emotional or behavioral. And they may participate in a variety of classes from sheltered classes with special education teacher, or they may be independent in general education classroom, or they may receive support from an instructional assistant in general education classes. It all depends on their needs and skill levels. So we work closely with families and teachers to make sure the students understand student needs and meet them in the most effective way. And we're looking forward to meeting you and your students soon. Thank you very much.
Hi there. My name is Daniel Goodwin. I am the Social and Emotional Learning Instructor at Eckstein Middle School. I want to tell you a little bit about SEL. The Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning, CASEL, defines SEL as the process through which all young people and adults acquire and apply the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to develop healthy identities, manage emotions, achieve personal and collective goals, feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain supportive relationships, and make responsible and caring decisions. Here at Eckstein, we not only have a school-wide social and emotional learning curriculum that we use in our homeroom and advisory periods called Character Strong, but we also provide targeted social and behavioral instruction to students who receive special education services and qualify in the area of social behavior. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of our presentation.
Hello, my name is Anna Ioannidis, and I'm representing the ELL department at Eckstein Middle School, along with Claire Depew and instructional assistants Carmen Ayala and Ali Ugas. At Eckstein, we offer 3 sheltered ELD classes, all of which focus on mastering the skills of listening, speaking, reading, and writing of English. 2 of these courses are support classes, meaning that the class would take the place of one elective. Students in these classes also take a general education language arts course. The third sheltered ELD class is for students who are new to the U.S. and it becomes their language arts course. These students have a choice of 2 electives. In addition, we offer 3 inclusion classes, which consist of general education and ELL students together. They include a 6th grade level language arts course, a 7th grade Washington State history course, and an 8th grade U.S. history course.
All right, now that you've heard about the different service pathways at Eckstein, we will now go over what to expect as you transition to middle school. So the first thing that we want to talk about is that Eckstein is a big school with lots of moving parts. Passing periods can sometimes have hundreds of students moving through them at one time. There's also a big gap in between the school where you might have a class on the opposite end, and it might take you 4 to 5 minutes to get there. Independence is also our focus, not only in the special education department, but also across all departments. Our teachers at Eckstein are really good about giving students that support that they need while also building skills and independence. Your case manager is your teammate. So as we are moving into next year, your case manager and the teachers that come along with them are going to be a part of your team. And we want to make sure that that relationship is as strong and successful as possible. Schedule changes do happen. You will get a schedule sometime in August or early September, and we do our best to align your student's schedule with their IEPs and elective choices, but sometimes we will need to change a schedule, and that usually will happen at the beginning of every quarter or at the end of a semester. And IEPs may change throughout that time depending on students' needs. An IEP is a living document, and we're here to help not only implement that document, but also adjust it as needed. The next expectation that we're going to go over are the types of classes that can be offered to your student. So in the special education department, we offer small setting classes in language arts, math, study skills, and social and life skills. And then we also try to push for inclusion in as many ways as possible, IEP dependent, of course. And those inclusion classes can happen in ELA, math, history, science, and electives. We have moved our co-taught model into serving students in the history and science classes, and we think it's a great model that we're going to see a lot of benefit from in the coming months and years. So a co-taught model consists of 1 special education teacher, 1 general education teacher, and a cohort of students with IEPs that are included in the general education curriculum and receive support from that special education co-teacher. Homework is required, and you'll see that homework from the first week you're at Eckstein, from the syllabus all the way to that final project in June. And as a school, we do use planners, and we do encourage all students to keep a planner that we will be providing them. And it's super helpful with all the different classes, because this is the first time that students will have 6 different classes to go to.
Being successful in middle school requires a partnership, and this is even more the case when you're dealing with students who are supported in special education or for our English learners. So let's talk a little bit more about what this partnership looks like. The partnership is built on the support from 3 different groups of people: your Eckstein learning team, the students, and their families. The Eckstein team is committed to making sure that they communicate on a regular basis with you, the families, and the student. This is primarily done through your case manager. All of the teachers that the students work with are committed to being available and creating a safe and welcoming environment that is based on standardized classroom routines that incorporate best practices. Your Eckstein team is always there to serve as an advocate for your students, and your case managers are the ones that lead the educational team. The next group of folks who are critical in making sure that a student is successful in middle school are the families. The families, communicating openly with the case managers, allow the student to better understand what school expectations are, and it allows the students to understand what it takes to be ready to learn. Looking closely at Schoology and the source, families are able to understand what's required of the students in each one of their classes and help them get organized. It is critical, and I mean that very seriously, that you work closely with your case managers to understand how your student is progressing. And if you have questions, please ask. The most important group in this entire partnership are our students. We know that many of you are coming from significantly smaller schools, and Eckstein's a pretty big place. But take advantage of the many opportunities to get engaged and make sure you have fun while you're learning. If you don't understand something, ask for help and always do your best. Make some goals for yourself. Stay organized. And if you need help with these things, your teachers, your families, and even some of your peers can help with that. Make sure before you come to school that you get plenty of sleep the night before. That means no late night watching TV. And make sure that you eat a good meal. Pay attention in class. What the teachers are telling you is pretty important and could be on a test. And yes, there's always going to be homework. Not too much, I hope. But doing it isn't the last step. Make sure you turn it in. And finally, make friends and be a good friend. We take building partnerships for success very seriously at Eckstein Middle School. We have a fantastic Eckstein team. We have students who are engaged and ready to learn, and families who are there to support them. We also have a very strong community support system in place, including a dynamic PTSA.
So now I'm sure the question on your minds is, now what? Now what, do you ask? Well, in the coming months, Eckstein will kind of finish up with their current duties, and in April and May, the Eckstein team meets with various elementary schools to start to gain information about various students. In May and June, the Eckstein special education case managers meet with the elementary school case managers for something that we call the riser process. And this is where there's a true formal transfer of information, and there's a student intake that is done, and so that we have as much information as possible to not only build your student an appropriate schedule, but also be prepared for our first meetings as a team in the fall. In June, we typically have an incoming 6th grade night that consists of a special education pizza night for families and students, which is immediately followed by an ice cream social for all students. With the COVID-19 and all of the closures and social distancing, we are not sure what those 2 nights are going to look like this year, but look forward to some more information coming up in June. In late August, we have our Eckstein 6th grade Web Day. Web stands for Where Everyone Belongs. And that is a great opportunity for all 6th graders to come into the building for the first time, fingers crossed, and connect with an older student, whether it's a 7th or 8th grader, and they'll take them around the school, show them a few of the classrooms that they might have. And it's really a great opportunity before school starts for a new 6th grader to come in and get a lay of the land. If you need accommodations for that day, please feel free to email myself or Ms. DeNormandy when August is come. And then September, we're back at it. And just a reminder that if you have any questions following this meeting, I will be putting a Microsoft form in the chat here shortly, and you will be able to access that form and ask any question that you want that pertains to next school year. And Ms. DeNormandy and myself will do our best to get back to you either individually or post your question anonymously in the frequently asked question bank that we're going to upload to the Eckstein School website in due time. If you need our contact information, my email is listed there, wjdeskin@seattleschools.org. Miss DeNormandy's is also there, bfdenormandy@seattleschools.org. And thank you for joining us.
We are so honored to have been able to provide you with a bit of information about special education and English learner services available at Eckstein Middle School. We look forward to having you join us next year, and please look for lots more information coming in June. Thank you.